Have you ever wondered if just one quiet habit could slowly unravel everything you've worked for? Your health, your independence, your peace of mind, after the age of 70? It might sound dramatic, but the truth is, after 70, some of the smallest behaviors, things that once felt harmless, can become deeply harmful. And the worst part? Most people don't even know they're doing them. They think they're being strong, self-reliant, or simply set in their ways. But what they don't realize is that these habits can quietly drain their strength, their joy, and their time. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 specific things you should never do after 70. These aren't meant to scold you, they're meant to protect you, to help you live fully, wisely, and with dignity. So if you've ever told yourself, "I'm too old to change," or "I've always done it this way," I urge you, pause. This might be the message your future self will thank you for. Let's begin. 1. Isolating yourself from others. The most silent threat after 70 isn't illness.
It's isolation.
It often starts subtly, turning down an invitation, ignoring a phone call, telling yourself, "I'm fine on my own." Independence is a beautiful thing, but when it becomes isolation, it can turn dangerous. Humans are wired for connection. Without it, the mind dims, the body weakens, and the spirit suffers. Research shows that chronic loneliness can be as damaging as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It raises your risk for heart disease, memory decline, depression, and even early death. Consider Harold, 76. Once a vibrant part of his church group, he slowly disappeared after his wife passed away. He told himself he was just grieving, but grief became retreat. Months passed. Then years. Calls stopped. Loneliness became his daily companion. He didn't need advice, he needed someone to notice. You don't have to be surrounded by people 24/7 to stay connected.
Calafriendonce a week.
Volunteer. Chat with your neighbor. Join a small group that shares your interest. Because connection isn't about quantity, it's about meaning. And the moment you start showing up again, even just a little, life begins to show up for you. 2. Ignoring preventive health checkups. Here's the truth. By the time you feel something's wrong, it might already be too late. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cancers, memory disorders. Many of them creep in silently. No pain. No warning. And yet, so many people avoid the doctor unless they're forced into it. Why?
Fear of bad news. Frustration with the system. Or the dangerous belief, if I feel fine, I must be fine.
But let me offer a new perspective. Preventive care isn't about looking for problems. It's about staying one step ahead of them.
Take Judy, 74.
She hadn't seen a doctor in 7 years. She exercised, ate well, felt fine. At a community screening, her blood pressure was dangerously high. She got treatment in time, averting a likely stroke. Think of checkups like maintenance on a classic car. You don't wait for the engine to die to check the oil. You don't ignore weird noises just because it's still running. You check it because the car matters to you. Your body deserves the same care.
Don't let silence cost you years.
3. Bottling up your emotions. Many people over 70 grew up believing emotions should be kept private.
You kept a stiff upper lip.
You didn't burden others.
You carried grief in silence, and pain in your bones.
But here's the hard truth. Emotions that aren't expressed don't disappear, they bury themselves in the body. They show up as high blood pressure, inflammation, fatigue, and immune dysfunction. They steal your energy.
Your clarity.
Your joy. Emotional health doesn't retire with age. In fact, it becomes more important than ever. Ron, a 78-year-old veteran, spent decades hiding his pain. Nightmares.
Flashbacks.
Shame. Until a neighbor invited him to a local support group. He said the first conversation felt like opening a valve on a balloon ready to burst. Today, Ron still carries his story, but it no longer carries him. You don't need a therapist to heal. You just need a space to speak. A friend. A journal. A group.
A pastor.
Anyone you can be real with. Because when we name our pain, we begin to loosen its grip.
When we give our feelings words, we give our hearts room to heal.
4. Neglecting strength and balance. Every year after 70, your muscles naturally weaken, unless you actively do something about it. It's called sarcopenia. And it's the reason why stairs feel steeper, chairs harder to rise from, and sidewalks more dangerous. What seems like just getting older is often preventable muscle and balance loss. Falls are the #1 reason older adults end up in the hospital. And many never fully recover. But here's the good news. It only takes a few small habits to make a big difference. Try sit-to-stands. Heel-to-toe walks along the kitchen counter. Standing on one foot while brushing your teeth.
Take Marlene, 82.
After tripping on a rug and breaking her wrist, she joined a local fitness group. Within 2 months, she was walking taller, sleeping better, and feeling younger than she had in years. If you can't balance on one foot for 10 seconds, or need your arms to get out of a chair, that's not failure, it's a signal.
Start small.
Start now. Because movement isn't just about mobility. It's about freedom.
5. Pretending you're fine when you're not.
Here's the most dangerous mistake of all. Staying quiet when something feels off. You feel chest tightness, but say it's indigestion. You forget simple things, but laugh it off. You feel exhausted, but push through silently. Sound familiar?
After 70, your body sends quieter warnings.
And the cost of ignoring them is high. What seems like fatigue might be heart trouble. What seems like harmless forgetfulness might be early cognitive decline.
Take George, 79.
He ignored his chest pain until his daughter insisted he get checked. Doctors found serious heart strain. He got help in time, and today he walks daily, eats well, and says he might not be alive if he'd stayed silent. Speaking up isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's strength. And it gives your loved ones a chance to show up for you, not out of pity, but out of love. Aging brings change, some expected, some jarring, and some that wake us up. But these 5 habits we discussed today, they're not inevitable. They're choices. And you still have the power to choose differently. Choose to connect instead of retreat. To check in instead of assume. To speak instead of suppress. To move instead of shrink. To be honest instead of silent. You are still writing your story. Every day is a new page. And it doesn't have to look like yesterday. So here's your challenge. Pick just one of these 5 points. Ask yourself, how does this show up in my life? Then take a small action.
1 step.
1 call.
1 checkup. 1 honest moment.
Because life doesn't ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be present, honest, and brave enough to grow, at any age.
If this message resonated with you, leave a comment below.
Share which point spoke to you most, and how you plan to act on it. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content for people who deserve to age with strength and dignity. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.